Hi, welcome to the Oliver Feder YouTube channel. Today it is time to install the head on the block of my 1.9 liter ALH. And I get a lot of questions about head installation, head problems, gasket problems. So this video is a dedicated head gasket special on how to install a head and a head gasket so you won't have problems with it. Let's get into it. I have yet another new head gasket to use, and I'm going to pull the head back off and clean it thoroughly because it has my assembly lube kind of like oil on the bottom, and I'm going to pull this junk head gasket off and I'll clean the deck really thoroughly as well, and then we can put the fresh head gasket on and actually bolt this thing together, top and bottom. So currently this is loose and about partway off. There we go. Okay. And as you can kind of see, there's oil like all over the place. And that means this brand new metal head gasket is garbage. So now I just need to get the deck and the head both very clean. And they already have been cleaned. This isn't like a coarse cleaning I'm doing. I already scrubbed both of these very thoroughly when it was more torn down. So right now I just need to remove this oil residue that has collected here, put the fresh head gasket on as fast as I can while it's not oily, and clamp everything down before it gets oily again. My weapon of choice for an activity like this is always a microfiber cloth and some brake clean. The microfiber is really important because if at this stage you use like a blue shop towel or something, a lot of these edges are kind of sharp because they're just machined flat, and you will tear your shop towel, and the remains of the torn shop towel could get stuck inside your engine or on the deck surface or something terrible along those lines, and then it might not seal, or it might go clog something, or all the above. So the microfiber helps a lot because it doesn't tear. And the brake clean just helps you get rid of all that oil residue. Clean any dust that may be accumulated. None should have by this point, of course. I've had it closed, but you never know. So I'm not just wiping the oily part, I'm wiping the whole thing because this is our head gasket we're putting on. I want it to work really well. And I've had a few people reach out before, you know, having head gasket issues, and kind of my 2 cents. And this goes for the 1.6 and the 1.9, or for that matter, any head gasket ever. If you're having a head gasket problem and it's not just overheating, you know, it's due to boost or whatnot, then you should really use some ARP studs. That's the best way to make sure your head gasket doesn't leak due to pressure. I've been using a paper gasket on my 1.6 because that's all that's available for it, and it works great. I've never had a head gasket leak. And then also, get your head surface really freaking clean. There's someone who reached out at some point saying, hey, I redid the head gasket or had a shop do it, and it's still blown. And then they pulled it apart and it was dirty. And if it's dirty when you put it together, it will not seal. Not a chance. Not today, not tomorrow. No shot. Okay, that seems pretty darn good. So now I'm gonna lay the gasket on here. So I got this is Felpro. I got it on Amazon. And you know, Felpro is a brand I trust. But you gotta be careful. This came in cardboard and there's little bits of cardboard on it. But you don't wanna go heavy on brake clean because this black coating will come off. So just kind of a little dusting job, if you will. And you want it dry and, you know, lint free when you go to put it on. The Felpro is a little funny. It's kind of like, doesn't quite want to sit flat, but once you clamp it between a block, it'll be fine. And this side was better. Okay. And now you just want to look really close. Make sure we're not trapping any silly stuff, fibers, hairs, anything weird. And then it says top right here. It's a 2-notch. That's the 2 holes in the front. So it goes on like this. And then you want to make sure it seats over these pins in the bottom. Another question I've gotten about head gaskets is sometimes the 1.6s are missing the pins. Like mine doesn't have these alignment dowel pins, sleeves, whatever you want to call them. And if you don't have them, they really make the job easy to screw up. So I would recommend, if you don't have them, to get them, order them, or go on like McMaster and just order a generic one that's the right size. And then that way your head and your head gasket will sit perfectly. Without that, you can see there's quite a bit of room around the stud, and your head gasket can actually get off center, and when you clamp it, the piston will hit the head gasket. That's happened to me before. Okay, this looks good. So now, just need to clean the head. Same idea over here. We want this thing clean and dry. And the oil is kind of seeping down these back couple of holes. So I'm just gonna get that out of here. And then maybe pick a different part of the microfiber to continue cleaning after you wipe off a bunch of oil, so you're not working with an oily microfiber. And then start, coming in for a landing on your cleaning. And you can clean the combustion chamber. It's not going to make a difference with how the head gasket seats, but everything around the combustion chamber is head gasket territory. So at a minimum, you want that stuff to be super duper clean. And I might go so far as to clean some of these holes out with a paper towel. These are like oil return holes, and they have been the culprit of what's been like slowly seeping assembly oil everywhere. And I just don't want that oil to have any chance of getting on the head gasket before I get it tightened, which shouldn't take long, once I get this head on. Should take a few more minutes to put all the nuts on and be ready to go, but I really don't want it to get oily in between. Pick another section of fresh cloth and do a final pass. Suck. Okay. Find it's easiest to set everything to top dead center before you assemble the motor. Like after you assemble the motor, you'll be questioning yourself, was it at top dead center? And fortunately on the TDI, it actually has a front motor crank mark, aka like a modern car crank position mark. And unfortunately on the 1.6 you don't, and if you get a wonky flywheel then your mark won't line up. So it's much easier to start with your bottom end at top dead center and your valve train at top dead center on number 1 than it is to go back through the motions and try to guess like where it is actually at. So now the reason I was kind of trying to buy myself some time is ARP wants you to thoroughly lubricate everything. And actually this isn't quite all the way down yet. Hold on. So you want to make sure the block, or the head, gets onto those dowel pins as well. Okay, now we're all the way down. Because otherwise you will straight up ruin it. And so I like to go and take the ARP assembly lube and put it on everything. I already put some on the studs threads, so we're good there. So that kind of leaves the washers. The washers are supposed to have it too, and I just like to kind of smear it around my fingers to get it on there. And then, so the torque spec on these particular studs, these are ARP 2000 grade. So it's like at least was in the recent past their top of the line fastener for a stud. And the torque spec is 125 foot-pounds. And anytime you torque down a head, you should do it in 3 increments. I'll have to do some basic math because I'm not too good at it, but you approximately like 45, 90, and 125 foot-pounds will be the 3 steps of torque I use. So there's already lube on the stud threads and there's lube on the washers, so I don't need to put lube on this because everything it touches will already have the assembly lubricant. The ARP studs are 14 mil, 12 point head, so you need that. And I like to put them on with this, just to make it kind of simple. And I'm using it in a setting where it doesn't actually apply any torque. It just goes snug. So officially for these, the torque spec is 42, 84, and then 125 is the final. So that is the word. So we're going to 42 to start. And once we get higher, I will rotate the engine so it doesn't move like, because once you start pulling on it at 125 foot-pounds on the stand, it likes to rotate. And this is pretty much what I was working towards right now, is because as soon as I get even the 42 foot-pounds going, we'll be outside the danger zone of contaminating this head gasket with oil. And the reason you torque it in steps is because head gaskets actually kind of spread. You could almost think about it, sounds weird, but you could think about it like almost like peanut butter. As you smush it, it spreads out. And you want that spreading out to happen evenly. And if you just started torquing it at 125 foot-pounds in the center, then it wouldn't happen evenly, it would happen irregularly, and you might end up with some kind of problem. And after you've torqued it once, go back and do it again, because after you torque a bunch of studs, it'll settle more, and they will no longer be at 42 foot-pounds. Okay, I don't need to go too crazy on. Probably 2 rounds of torquing it each time until final is all you need. Okay, so we did 42. Now we're gonna go to 84. This is probably engine stand moving territory. Oh, not bad yet. Okay, now we're on our final torque, which is 125 foot-pounds, which is awesome. My torque wrench only has 4 and 6, so I'm going to 126 instead of 124. And now is the time. Again, thank you to someone on the internet who corrected me on good form. Good head bolt torquing form. If you turn your motor like this, then instead of trying to twist the whole stand, you'll just push it into the ground. Okay, we start again. This is 125. Bang. Okay. And as we're torquing, I'm using a standard crisscross pattern. Usually when you buy head studs, they'll even send you what the pattern looks like. But it's basically just X-shaped the whole way. Eek, almost tipped the stand. Okay, so we just torqued to 125. It is now absolutely mandatory that you recheck at least once or twice for good measure. Because this is my head, I'm gonna go for 2 rechecks. Just really ensure this thing is getting nice, even pressure. Woo, let's go. I've been waiting to do that for a long freaking time. So, to summarize head gasket installation, get both surfaces, block and head, really, really clean. No oil, no dirt, no old gaskets, nothing. There's gonna be some like tarnishing you can't remove. That's okay. Don't gouge your head trying to get it out. But have it be sterile, clean, you would eat off of it, period, oil-free. Then get a good, clean, fresh head gasket that's the right size. If you're just swapping the head gasket to like replace it, then get the exact same size. If you just built the motor, measure your piston protrusion, and then order the correct gasket. Either way, put the correct size head gasket on, brand new out of the box. Don't let it touch anything. Don't let it sit on a shelf. Don't take it out of the packaging until you're ready to install it. And then before you install it, take the extra time to brush any dust or anything that might have come into contact with it off of it before you install it. And if it's an MLS head gasket, multi-layer steel, with the gray coating on it, do not clean it with a solvent because you will remove the coating that helps the head gasket work. Okay. Then, once all that is sorted, get your head on here, put the head gasket on, use the locating pins, make sure the head gasket hits the pins so it's not sliding around and pinching in a weird way. Get your head on there, make sure the head also hits the pins, isn't sliding around or doing anything weird. Then, regardless of using studs or bolts, check what your final torque spec is. If you're going with ARP, they will tell you what it is. If you're going with stock hardware, you can look it up. And then go to that torque spec in 3 equal steps. Start with like 0, snug. Go hand tight on all of them. Use the correct torque pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do that pattern every time. 0 foot-pounds, and then 1/3 your final torque, 2/3 your final torque, and then your full final torque. And then at each step, do it twice. So get that thing really smushed flat evenly. You do not want half your head gasket tight and half of it not tight. It'll screw it up. So once you've done all of those steps, you are now fully torqued and installed on a clean, dry head gasket with clean, dry surfaces. You should be in business, 0 head gasket problems due to installation. Now, if you are continuing to experience head gasket problems because you're using your old motor like me in a performance application where you're boosting the crap out of it, or even somewhat boosting it if you're using the smaller 11mm head bolts that came, then you might consider upgrading to head studs. And it's really like not that much money. If you're gonna put maybe one single upgrade, I would recommend on the 1.6 platform, and certainly I would extend that to the 1.9 too, because why not? I've had such good experience with it, is just use head studs. If you're gonna do performance stuff with the 1.6, use head studs. Put them in there, they cost like 200 bucks, and you will never, ever, ever have to take your head off because of a blown gasket, period. So, with all those things in mind, go out into the world and crush it and fix your car and get the head back on it and fix the leaks and go drive it and get out there. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.